Oh, you're real.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Shalini, we have Tony. Shalini is the celebrity interviewer, the surprise interviewer. Yeah. We are from Gigsy and the interview is going to start now. This is Tony.
Wow, those
Woo!
hands are really creepy.
Yeah, man.
That's Shalini.
Hi.
Hello, peoples.
So kindly can start.
So we are here in this fabulous space with the one and only Tony Das. The space where he has shared some fabulous videos and some amazing vocal and guitar stuff that he shared and some other things he does that he doesn't share.
Hey.
Anywho, this is the only time we are going to be serious in this interview. So Tony happens to be one of my, not just one of my favorite guitarists, but one of my most favorite musicians. Because, yeah, you can pay me later. So yeah, because not just is he like fantastic, but I've like seen him how he's gotten more fantastic by the day, and he's an inspiration because he's so hardworking and he's so humble. Like throw some attitude once in a while. Okay, my sense of humor is better than his. Okay.
No, that's a lie.
Anyway, this is about Mr. Tony Das. So tell me, Mr. Tony, what inspired you to pick up the guitar?
Oh, what inspired me to pick up the guitar? This is a long story that I've told a number of people.
Oh, okay. We have half an hour.
Yeah. So let me turn the amp off because it makes some noise. So I grew up outside of India. Yeah, I was in Dubai, and so we had a nice radio station when I was growing up. It was like a top 40 radio station
in Dubai.
Top 40 music. But it also played other things. It had like an hour devoted to classical music, like an hour devoted to new age music, and R&B, and all sorts of different things. So I was exposed to a lot of music from a very young age, and I really loved it. My sister, my younger sister, and my big brother and myself. We both used to. The three of us used to sing a lot along with the radio and stuff like that. And that's
like a family.
Yeah, like the one Trap family. I think not so damn.
Yeah.
Or like Hanson.
Yeah, Hanson.
So my big sister wasn't so much into the singing bit, so she would take on the role of manager.
Oh,
so
really?
She'd get us to perform like circus monkeys when when people came over or something like that. But yeah, so that's how I got into music, from a very young age, mostly because good radio.
Yeah.
And then I used to play guitar a bit when I was younger, but more just as a way to accompany myself when I was singing.
Singing. Fabulous voice. He should sing more often on stage. Be talking.
Okay, so so then I went. I was here. I came to Bangalore in 1995.
Okay.
And I used to play a little bit in church and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like all good boys do. And I thought I didn't have anyone to tell me otherwise. So I thought that if I played some chords for like 20 years, I'd be as good as Slash. I didn't know that there was a whole other level of practice and study.
Sorry to interrupt you, but he's better than Slash. Yeah. I'm not being biased. I am okay. He's amazing, but he's amazinger.
No. So what am I saying? Yeah. So no, I forgot. So then in what was it? In December or somewhere towards the end of '98, when National Law School had their
the Strawberry
Fields, that competition. Yeah. I went for the competition, and I was in I was in second PUC or the 12th grade at that time, and I saw bunch of these bands who were, like around the same age or a few years older in degree or whatever. And I watched them play, they were playing Metallica and Megadeth and Red Hot Chili Peppers and a whole bunch of stuff. And these guys were amazing. And I was like, wow, I thought I knew how to play the guitar. And so I went back home thoroughly dejected, but motivated. And so shortly after that, I think it was New Year, I went out and bought a Joe Satriani Flying in a Blue Dream tape. And I bought a Best of Extreme tape.
No. Oh, yeah. You can't get better than that for inspiration.
Yeah. So, and then I started sitting down and working out their music. And at the same time, it was the days of before YouTube. It was
I was just going to say that because it's so much easier now.
there was dial-up internet, so I used to go to an internet cafe, as they were called.
With your floppy disks.
Even though there was no
to download
coffee
songs
involved.
and all.
Yeah. And I would download theory, like scales and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then that's how I learned theory stuff. And that was it. And so I used to listen and work out a lot of music. And
just the fact that you would go out and get stuff, just come back and learn.
Yeah, take printouts.
It's amazing. But who would you consider your inspirations now? Like you mentioned Extreme, right?
Oh yeah.
So
I think Nuno is one of my earliest and biggest inspirations.
Yeah.
As a guitar player and as a songwriter, and just his sound. I love all the stuff that he does.
Yeah.
He's a big inspiration, and of course, early inspirations were guys like Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, Paul Gilbert. All the usual, the usual bunch.
Yeah. Like anybody in our local indie scene that you really look up to?
Oh wow! You mean as a guitar player, or?
Yeah, as a guitar player to start with.
Oh, there's a bunch of them, but let me think. One that immediately, as soon as you ask me that question, one guy that pops to mind is a young guy called Siddharth Gautam.
Okay.
He plays with Joey in the Django Twins.
Oh yeah,
so
correct.
that's just one thing that he does.
Yeah.
He does the gypsy jazz thing fantastically.
Yeah.
But have you heard him play electric guitar?
No, I've just heard him with Joey.
He's a great blues player. He plays great fusion.
What do you say?
Yeah, he's a killer player.
Yeah, but he's someone that a lot of people look up to too. So for him to find someone to look up to is a little tougher.
No.
Humility and all.
No.
So how do you handle your fan base? Like when people come up and do a fangirl or a fanboy thing.
I don't know. I used to be really awkward about it.
But now you're fine.
Now I'm still awkward, but I put on a veneer of non-awkwardness. I just say thank you and
No, he still looks awkward.
No, exactly. I still look awkward, but I don't fumble. I'm not like, no, I was really bad. People used to come up after shows and they'd be like, wow, you played so well. We didn't know I messed up that song and blah, blah, blah. And then, but then I heard, I either watched a video or I read it somewhere. I forgot who said it. I'm sad that I forgot who said it, but it was someone who's a nice guy and a great player. He said that, if someone comes up to you and tells you it was a great show, don't devalue their experience by telling them no, it wasn't. So,
because I do it too, and that makes a lot of sense when you say it.
Yeah. So, after that, I was like, that completely makes sense.
Yeah.
And you're basically, making someone's evening a little less nice than it was.
Yeah, actually.
So, smile and say thank you.
I never thought of it that way.
If, your friends are there for you to complain about yourself too. So you can always do that with your friends and, the other guys in your band or whatever.
Yeah, but not someone who's spent time and save money to come and watch and have a great time.
Points to consider.
Yeah, it's like one epiphany. Full silence. So, okay, I'm a huge fan, of course. You can't see my drool and all. But, I mean, in a good way. But full tone and all, full fan, okay. So, do you want to talk about your gear on stage and like what you use?
Oh, okay. So, I use a number of different things nowadays. For the longest time, back in the day, I was using all the, multi-effects. I had a Korg AX1000G back in the day. And then my next upgrade from there was the Line 6 Pod XT Live, which I used for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got into pedals.
Analog.
Yeah, individual pedals and stuff. And I went through a few of them. Luckily, I didn't have to go through a lot of them. I stumbled upon, because, I spent hours, as we all do, on YouTube checking out reviews and this and that and everything. But still, you don't know what to get because everyone who's demoing a pedal sounds completely different than the next guy.
Yeah.
So luckily, I stumbled across a few that I liked. And so that kind of became the basis for my pedal board. So what is now on my pedal board is a Black Star HT disc, which is like big chunky distortion pedal with a tube in it.
Okay.
And then I have a full tone OCD. I have an Electro-Harmonix Crayon.
Okay.
And I have an Ibanez Mini Tube Screamer. And so those are all the drive pedals that I use in various combinations. Sometimes stack them up and you get cool sounds. Then I have a Boss OC3 bass pedal for when I don't like what the bass player is doing.
This interview is over.
No, please continue. Please don't leave us.
There's the creepy guy with the hands off camera.
Yeah.
So I have that, and what else? For the longest time, I was using a Line 6 M9, the modular pedal, and that's great. But I was trying to downsize because my pedal board was too big. I had a pedal chain PT2, and in the case, it weighed 17 kilos. So, I didn't want to have to do that because I've had some trouble with my hands in the past. So I didn't want to aggravate anything. So now I've downsized to a smaller board where all those drive pedals and the octave pedal fit. But at the end, instead of the Line 6 M9, I've got this thing called the Zoom MS70 CDR.
Okay.
And it does all the same things that the Line 6 does. It's some great choruses and reverbs and delays and some weird effects. It's got this cool effect called the bend echo. It's really cool. I don't have it now, so I can't demonstrate it.
Can you vocalize it?
But no. It sounds like a backwards duck. I think that's the
ow.
Quack, quack, quack. No, actually, something like a forward duck. Quack, 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 quack. Yeah. So
I forgot we were live. I thought you could edit this stuff.
No.
Okay.
I think I put a video on Instagram of me playing the Sweet Child of Mine riff. So check out that video on my Instagram. Yeah, it's got the bend echo effect. It's really cool.
You have to go to his Instagram and Facebook profile and check out all his videos,
especially the one with the quack quack Sweet Child of Mine.
Also, but fabulous stuff.
No. Okay, thanks. Yeah. Okay, thanks. See, I just never mind.
Okay, apart I think no matter what gear you would use, I think it would sound great anyway.
Oh.
And I'm not just saying it because I'm paid to say it, but no. But no matter of course pedals matter and the guitar matters, but I think most of it is in the fingers and the mind.
A lot of it is that definitely.
Maybe not most of it, but
a lot of it. Wait, I haven't finished my gear yet.
That's only I'm saying.
So, but an important part of this was that very often I have to rely on, because I can't fly with an amp all over the place.
Correct.
So a lot of the time I have to rely on whatever they provide at the venue. And despite me stating in bold letters that I do not want a certain amp at a gig, very often it turns out.
You can't help it sometimes,
And then I play terribly, really terribly, and there's no two ways about it. I used to feel bad about it before, but now you don't give me what I need, and I'm gonna do a bad show. It's not my fault. I still feel bad at the end of it, but not as bad as before.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a very important part of my sound was getting a pedal-friendly amp. If I get a Fender twin reverb at the gig,
Yes,
I can't. No,
oh, really?
No, completely not. A lot of people have pedals that work well with their particular amp.
Yeah.
My pedals, to my bad luck, do not. And or rather, the way I set them, I can't get a.
So, what would you prefer on stage?
Anytime at the top of my list, a Fender Hot Rod DeVille or Hot Rod Deluxe, because they take pedals beautifully. Yeah, those two are kind of at the top of my list. There's a number of others. There's the Mesa Boogie Lone Star. That's really nice amp. Premic Jolly, guitar player Premic.
Yeah, I thought you were still talking about
No.
I'm like,
it would be awesome if there was an amp called Premic.
Premic, exactly.
It would just be the weirdest amp ever.
Premic Jolly, the higher end version.
Yeah, it would be the Premic Jolly.
If you're watching, Premic.
Hi, Premic. So he's got a fantastic amp that I often borrow when I do gigs with Boomy. It's a Bugera, I forget which model, but I think it's kind of modeled after the PV 5150 or 6505.
Okay.
And I use the clean channel on that amp. I don't use anything else. It's pristine clean, and I get the most amazing sound for a heavy gig out of it. Just with the same pedals that I told you.
You've mentioned,
So that's a great amp.
Yeah.
So there's a few amps that work really well, and a lot of amps that don't.
Yeah.
So my bad luck. But so to combat this particular problem, now I've switched away from my pedals altogether. I've gone back to the multi-sense thing
because it's
it's easier.
I know what you're saying.
The quality of the stuff that's coming out now is a lot nicer. Also,
nice.
I've got the atomic amplifier, which is this little red thing. It's about this big.
Yeah.
And it's got 3 buttons.
Okay.
And it sounds fantastic. I can plug it straight into the desk and get a great sound on the PA, and I can have an amp, lurking in the back. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to sound perfect because I'm getting most of my sound.
Correct. Yeah.
But a lot of the time, if I add an extra EQ pedal in my chain, I can get a decent sound. From this amp, I plug into the power amp or the effects return, and I get a great sound from the speaker. So that's what I'm doing now. It's a lot more convenient. My setup is a little bit smaller, and I don't have to worry about getting a Fender Twin at a gig.
Yeah, so anyone who's just heard you talk now, like if they don't get the fact that you've put in so much time and effort to just getting your sound right, and we're not even talking about your techniques and your theory and all. So I think that's what makes a rounded musician.
Are you calling me fat?
Also.
Sorry.
No, but really, because the amount of effort that goes into getting your sound right.
Thanks. No, but like I said, I stumbled across very serendipitously this, the combination of pedals.
No, but still,
it did take some experimentation.
Exactly.
I went through 1 or 2 others.
Correct.
But I didn't have to go very.
He's just like being humble.
I'm not being humble. I'm just saying I'm lazy.
Well,
I'm not that lazy.
Okay, so now that you're with Gigsy, what are your plans with them? Like, what do you want to do?
Pretty much similar things to what I was doing before. Only thing, maybe.
No, but why Gigsy?
Because they're my friends, and I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. It's also because they're my friends. But I thought maybe this tying up would help me be a lot more consistent with
putting
this
out.
content out.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's a personal benefit. I mean, rather personal growth sort of benefit. If I can get to be more consistent with the stuff that I do. And also, I spoke to the guys about the whole plan, and it seems to be like I would be able to be more focused on a local sort of viewership, and that seems like a great idea for me. Every once in a while I do like a workshop. Or
something that will connect you more with the people who follow you and.
In a sense where they can be physically present.
Correct.
Also,
yeah.
Where it's great to have somebody sitting in Brazil and watching your videos.
The whole vibe might be in a room.
Yeah, no, so that's great, in what YouTube does.
Yeah.
But that would also be there, and the guys are going to take that and localize it so that it's more accessible to somebody who's here, or rather more what's the word I'm looking for? The visibility for people who live geographically in the same place that I do is more, and therefore you can reach more of an appropriate audience who might be interested in stuff
because they can specify what they're looking for. So it's not going to be a generic audience, so you know exactly what they're looking for. It makes it easier for you also.
Totally. And the fact that there's you have to register means that you are interested in this.
Exactly. So it's not something that's just out there. You can just flip through.
Yeah.
So you've subscribed and you're waiting.
Yeah.
Very cool. But so what can your fans expect of you on this platform? Like what kind of content are you looking at?
Kind of maybe similar to what I was doing before in some regard. I just put out some cover videos and stuff like that. I was also planning to do some instructional stuff.
Yeah. I think people look really forward to it.
Yeah.
The instructional stuff.
I don't know about that. I have to check it out, test it out and see.
Take my word for it.
So some of that, and also some stuff related to the school I'm with. For those of you that know Willie DeMars, drummer Willie DeMars, he's like my
Wilfred
DeMars. So, he's my best friend and brother since like way back when. So he's just started a school, and
what's it called?
It's called very imaginatively, it's called the DeMars School of Music.
Wow,
Yeah.
Didn't expect that one.
So he's just started this school, and so we're hoping to kind of do some school-related stuff also.
Nice.
I by myself and with the school. So yeah, and this platform is a great way to reach people here. You know, I mean, it's if you start a school and there's people halfway across the world watching your YouTube channel, it's great. I mean, you know, it's always great when somebody views your content.
Yeah.
But if it can be targeted more at people in the immediate
around
vicinity,
you,
yeah,
impact will be more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's like not like it's a very what would you say, advanced word of mouth thing that offers a lot more when you do find out what it is.
Yeah, something like that. Digital word of mouth.
Cool. Anyway, now that we've spoken about all the serious stuff, you spoke about your gear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any superstitions, like a beanie perhaps?
No, that's not a superstition. I don't know if I should explain the reason why I wear the beanie for the most part. But
you could.
Yeah, well, you know, we're being honest. This is an honest channel. So there's lots of real estate that is going vacant on the top of my head. And so in venues, especially when there's balconies, it's not a good idea. Under lights and stuff, you can count the hair follicles.
So have you ever had a gig where a very mentally unstable woman has shouted out for your beanie and you misunderstood?
Yes, I believe I have. In fact, this woman might be closer than we think.
Oh, hi.
No, not the creepy hand guy. He's
Anyway, that's a censored story.
Yeah, for another channel.
For another channel, for above 18.
Censored stories featuring Shalini.
Anyway, this is Mr. Tony Das. It was such a pleasure sitting 1 foot away from you.
Oh.
Yeah, half a foot away from you. And a great honor, not just for the platform,
Oh, come on,
but for me.
The honor is all mine to have a
So
celebrity
sweet
like
no?
you interview me.
It's the most sweetest I've seen. Otherwise, he's a little cracked.
Hey, I'm just reserving the crack for when the camera goes off.
Yeah, awesome.
Oh, are we saying bye?
I think so.
Okay,
see you guys.
Let me play something for you before we go. Oh, let me turn on my app.
Woo! Tony!
What do you play? You want to sing something?
There's a request on.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
What was it?
Somebody wants you to play Smooth.
Oh, really? I don't know if I remember.
By Santana. I don't know if I remember it.
I have the second one again. I don't remember how it ends. Sorry.
Play something.
Play something?
From Bhumi.
From Bhumi. Oh, man.
So many songs in it. That's why he's thinking.
Oh no! All the stuff that I like, which is the new stuff, is
something
in a drop
new,
tuning.
Drop tuning.
And I've got a floating mammy on this amazing custom guitar. Oh, we have that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a gorgeous, beautiful guitar gifted to me by the amazing Mr. Esan, who is just
what a show off! Like, did you see that segue? How he dropped that name in gorgeous guitar by Esan?
No, I mean it's really sweet of him. Like completely out of the blue. I keep getting.
That's why it's blue also.
I keep getting gifted amazing stuff by all these amazing people. I've got an amazing Sir Badger 18 amp also gifted to me by my amazing. Everything's amazing.
I need
my
new friends, Tony.
friend.
Who are these friends that keep gifting me stuff?
This is my friend Sandeep Chawda. Another great music director, amazing music director, who's done some fantastic work in the industry and also brought down some of the most. And because of him, I got to meet guys like Alan Holdsworth and Scott Henderson. So
and because of people like Tony and Sandeep, I got to speak to Bunny Pulai.
Yes. We even did A call that she thought was a prank call.
I thought it was a prank call, and he had a French accent, of course. So I told him, why do you have this accent? Don't prank call. And all, I hung up. Then Tony called.
Then I called back to tell her that it was actually Bunny Brunel speaking.
And then I lost a kidney.
So Bunny, if you're watching.
Hi Bunny. Hi. Kindly play.
Oh no. I will play.
Do you want to like sing something and play?
No, it's too early in the morning. I thought, something like that. I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Oh man, I was prepared. What did I play? It's important to play unaccompanied guitar. Let's play. Oh, there goes the creepy hand guy again. Okay, I think we'll end this before I waste any more of your time. So thanks everyone for tuning in. All two of you. No, I'm just kidding. And we'll see you again on the next episode of. No, I'm just kidding about that.
What?
I don't know.
I was still waiting to hear something.
Oh,
it's okay.
I think better.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. And
thank you guys and Tony Das, everyone. Woo!
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, hey, one sec. Somebody said.
And there's that arm again.
Hey, Tony, play a Pliny or a Guthrie song. Oh man, I haven't. I kind of worked out a couple of Guthrie songs when Erotic Cakes came out.
One of my favorite albums.
Yeah,
oh
beautiful album.
Yeah.
When it came out a bunch of years ago, but I wouldn't do justice to it now because I haven't worked on any of that stuff in a long time. So let me not massacre a Guthrie song. And instead of that, maybe, I'll do a video of something and put it up in a bit. Yeah. And for those of you that haven't seen, this is my cool
out of the blue guitar.
T-shirt. We've got a few of these, so if anyone's interested, do mail us and we'll get one out to you somehow. This is Shalini. She's awesome. Thanks for coming over and doing this. It was totally unexpected. I had no idea.
You couldn't say no also. That's why we said last minute.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Enough padding. Bye.
See you guys. Bye.